Hi everybody, and welcome to the SNP project. So let me give you a little bit of background. This project was started last year by my students and didn't make it to completion. They set up a lot of the hard and trickier parts up for you, so hopefully those parts will go faster. And we got stuck on just about the last step. So as far as I know, this has never been done before here. So let me tell you what this is going to be about. This is a huge project, and what we're going to basically do is look at SNPs, which are single nucleotide polymorphisms. Single nucleotide polymorphisms just is a fancy way of saying one letter change in DNA. And it turns out that one letter changes in DNA can sometimes be very, very important. Usually they don't cause any differences, but sometimes they can have pretty drastic side effects. For example, your ability to feel emotion or sympathy for other people can be greatly affected by SNP. Your ability to become addicted to drugs is heavily affected by SNP to, I believe, a 3 times or 6 times, something like that, amount. Your ability to sprint, your tons of things are affected by SNPs. So what we're going to do is, in groups, we're going to pick a gene from you. We're going to look at a SNP in it. We're going to pull out that gene, and we're going to then sequence the gene. So we will get you will have a personalized knowledge of kind of your future, which is a little scary, and which is what makes this project a little tricky. So technically, that type of information is medical information, which means it's supposed to be given to you by a doctor or with a doctor. In order to gain access to that information in a lab, we're going to ask you to get your parents to approve it. So you're going to have to be really, really careful about what you choose. You're going to be in a group of about 4, and everybody in your group is going to have to choose the same gene. So you may choose something like Alzheimer's, or something that gives you knowledge of your own mortality. But then you have to think, am I going to be able to get this past the school review board, my parents? So sorry, I didn't address the school review board. The school review board is going to be will be made of a internal scientist, probably someone like Tripp. It will be composed of an administrator, a counselor like Jake, and an outside scientist. We call this an IRB, or Institutional Review Board. So because of the sensitivity of this project specifically, we're going to have to get each project individually IRB accepted. So you're much less likely to get a Alzheimer's gene accepted than you are a gene about sprinting. So you're going to have to be really careful when you're choosing them. Okay. So this is the PowerPoint that my students last year came up with that is going to help you a great deal. The main part of this is the lab steps. So if you'll notice, this SNP project is going to basically bring together everything that you've done this semester. From biochemistry to gene expression, DNA structure, all that stuff. The lab is basically steps 8, 9, 10, and 11 here. They look pretty simple, but can be very difficult. So we're going to first isolate DNA. Then I'm going to teach you how to make primers. We're going to order primers for your specific gene. We're going to run PCR, so you should be trained in that, and that's why we trained you in that. And then we're going to send off your gene for sequencing. After we get your gene back from sequencing, we're going to see whether the people in this class, whether the percentages of people with certain SNPs are congruent with the SNP populations for the whole US. This is a big project, and I hope you're ready for it. It will be interesting, it will teach you a ton, but it will be very difficult. Good luck.